So, wanted to start the video off with saying, thank you guys so much for getting me to 100 subscribers. I'm honestly amazed and very blessed to have this many people following me. It's kind of surreal, to be honest. The Lord has brought me pretty far over the years, and I appreciate each and every one of you. This video is to celebrate me having 100 subscribers, and just to celebrate 3 years on YouTube. Thank you all so much for being there with me throughout my journey on YouTube, and for helping me to get this far. Without further ado, a special story. The year was 2003. There's a woman who's gone through more than most people can handle in a lifetime. There's a man who is by her side no matter what. They are faced with a difficult decision. They have 2 kids and want a third. But the doctor says if they do, the mother might die in the process. And so, like Hannah in the book of 1 Samuel in the Bible, she prays. She prays that if God grants them this child, he will be given to the Lord. He's all yours, Lord, she prays. And so after many visits to the doctors to keep a close eye on the boy, he was born. So risky was his birth that the day and time had to be scheduled. Not a day sooner, nor a day later. The boy grows up in a home where everything is just enough. Abundance is foreign, but so is scarcity. Or so it seemed. He never knew why his mother always had such a small appetite. It wasn't until years later that he realized she was eating less so he and his siblings could eat more. Though she would often have to finish what food they would not, so it somewhat balanced out. Even when life was at its worst, God always provided for them. Years went by with the boy learning more of God by the life his parents lived than any modern book could teach him. He gained a desire to read the Bible and study it daily. They lived a simple life, but a happy one. The bond between the boy and his parents was so strong that only death could separate them. At only the age of 4, he sees a need for God not just in his life, but in his heart. Though quite young, he makes the most important decision of his life. He accepts the gift of God's salvation through faith in his son Jesus. He makes Jesus Lord of his life from then on. While most teens can't wait to get away from their parents, he loved hanging out with his. In the same way God is firstly our father, but also our friend, so he became friends with his mother and father. One day, the boy, around the age of 16 or 17, he hears the Lord tell him something he thought was absolutely crazy. Go and tell the whole world my good news of salvation. What? How in the world could I possibly do that, he wonders. So God gives him a plan and a simple answer. For now, YouTube. I want you to preach the gospel on YouTube. The boy thinks, this can't possibly be from God. I can't spell, I stutter constantly, I have parents who are very specific about what I can and can't do on the internet, and most of all, I've never heard of God asking anyone to preach on YouTube. And so he prays for weeks, asking if it was really the will of God. The answer? Yes. Yes, it was. He had to wait until he was 18 to make an account. It felt like an eternity, but God used that time to shape him. Eventually he was old enough to get on YouTube, and with what method did he decide to use to preach? Video game commentary. Was it a good decision? Well, yes, but the timing wasn't right. He didn't want to show his face to protect his family, but he didn't realize in order to play Nintendo games on YouTube, you need a capture card to make it look good. To get a good capture card, you need money. $200 as an adult doesn't sound too bad, but as a teen whose only source of income is mowing lawns and pulling unwanted plants, $200 is a mountain of cash. And so he earned enough through hard work and birthday money. He buys the capture card and is hit with a hard truth. His ancient computer, it's too weak to support the software and device. And so he must wait even longer until he gets a real job and saves enough to get a new one. He found that with the substantial increase of income from having a regular job, there was also substantial loss of free time. It was only a few months, though, for him to save up for the new computer he wanted. Should he have gone with Mac? Probably not. Was it less buggy than Windows? Absolutely. And so he started posting on his YouTube channel. It went a lot slower than he had originally expected. He thought that he'd have millions of subscribers in a short time, but after 3 years on YouTube, he found that it was far more important to reach people about God, and the friends he made along the way were also far more important. He went from a boy to a man in the time from when he was first called by God to preach to when he actually did. The man in this story? He was me. The wonderful parents? They're mine. My mom gave me to God, and I want to honor that. 3 years ago on this day, I posted my first video. Life has changed so much since then. I'm older, more mature. I also have amazing and wonderful friends now. I also have lost all but 2 of my grandparents. And my dear sweet mom. She's with God now. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her and miss her. Her gentle voice, her words of wisdom. She was a light from God in an incredibly dark world. I am so very grateful for my awesome family and friends. And most of all, to my Heavenly Father for helping me through this time of immense grief. You all have been so wonderful to me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for supporting me not just now, but in my journey as a YouTuber and in life. And for anyone who remembers last year's anniversary video, I mistakenly said that it was 3 years back then, but now I'm on track. Thank you for watching and hearing my testimony. I may not have a fancy one, but that's okay. What truly matters is that I'm a child of God. My testimony is not very interesting to most people, but it matters to God. So if you feel like your testimony is not very interesting, just know that it's interesting to God and to me. I love you all, and may the Lord bless you always. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, leave a like and consider subscribing. It really helps me out and is always very appreciated. While you're here, check out these other fine videos. God bless!